So we have the first major financial event for 2020 coming up on the 20th of February. Tito Mbowene's second budget speech, which follows a poor year in market returns, more load shedding, and definitely will have an effect on our credit rating review coming up later this year. And in this video, I'm going to tell you 4 ways that this is going to affect you personally, what to look out for, and what you can do up next. Hey guys, Nabil Khan here, and welcome back to another episode here on Money Talks, where we empower you to live your life on your own terms. And if you're just joining us, welcome. It's good to have you here. Hit that subscribe button and don't forget to click on the bell icon so you never miss a video. Now, this year's budget speech is going to be interesting, with a lot of analysts ready and waiting to see what the government's plans are with the money coming into their budget and how they're planning to let it flow out of that budget and how realistic those plans are to get the country moving forward in their journey to financial freedom. No. Okay, seriously, think about it. Just how government plans and gets it wrong and seemingly avoids problems doesn't mean that you should get caught up pointing fingers, because realistically, how many people actually run a tight budget and stay out of debt? Very few, right? So instead of pointing fingers, imagine corruption to be like reckless spending in your personal finance and excuses to be like the conspiracy to cover it up. Because here's the reality, guys. Fear, stress, negativity doesn't help anyone. What does help you is taking actions to make your journey to financial freedom a success. And you winning does produce a lot more economic value than complaining does. So rather pay attention to the budget speech with the intention to learn and apply what you understand to what's relevant in your life so that you can take advantage of every opportunity. So here's how the budget speech is going to directly affect you. Number 1, it's going to affect your household and lifestyle cost. Number 2, your income through income tax. Number 3, your investment plans. Number 4, your businesses. So how does it affect your household budget? Think about it this way. If your income is less than how much you need to spend and you have bad habits, then you're going to find money by borrowing it. And if you borrow too much money, you have a debt problem. And if you have a debt problem, then nobody's going to want to give you any more money. So how are you going to find money? You're going to probably ask for more money, for a raise. This is exactly what the government is facing, because let's face it, South Africa does have a debt problem. Now, when you have a debt problem, how does the government ask for a raise? Increase in taxes, VAT, fuel taxes, sin taxes, levies, electricity hikes because it's state-owned. So what can you do with this information? Number 1, you can relook at your budget and understand your flow of money in versus out. Number 2, write down opportunities and threats and discuss this in the household. If petrol is expensive, where can you cut out transportation? Do you need to go into the office every day? Should you be renting rather than owning? Do you need a lifestyle change and quit smoking and drinking because of the sin tax? Should you drop sugar? Is there a silver lining? Will it have a healthy effect on your overall wellness? Perhaps you realize that you need to negotiate a raise and you'll have incentive to do so. Should you be looking at saving up to go off the grid if electricity is too expensive? Here's the thing. If you just pay attention to the things that are going to directly affect you and your household budget, you'll naturally plan better, live better, engage more with the people around you, and maybe help someone else, and most importantly, be more in control of your life with money. So what else in the budget speech is going to affect you? Your income tax. So to understand how this is going to directly affect you, let's look at what happened last year. The marginal rates of tax didn't increase. The income tax brackets themselves weren't adjusted for inflation, and later in the year, they increased the threshold to 500,000 Rand, where you didn't have to submit a tax return. And as soon as South Africans heard that there wasn't a raise in the marginal tax rate, everyone was clapping hands. But what really happened there, because the tax brackets weren't adjusted for inflation, it means when you got your salary increases, you're more likely to fall into a higher tax bracket. And on top of that, when they said you don't have to submit a tax return for 500,000 Rand, now hear me out, this maybe didn't play out for everyone, but I'm telling you it affected a lot of people. But the people that didn't submit tax returns They didn't get their medical aid tax credits, their retirement contributions back just because it was a nice and easy thing to do and not submit a tax return. Think about that. So what can you do with this knowledge? Well, if you know what changes happen in income tax, you can anticipate based on your this year's salary increase how it's going to affect your income, and you can negotiate your increases with intent. You can allocate more funds towards tax-deductible investments to lower your total tax bill and share this info with others that don't know better. And again, you'll just be able to plan better, which leads me on to number 3. Look, the budget speech is always going to be positioned by government as the step in the accountable direction because that's just politics. But here's something interesting. Did you guys know that a nation's positivity has a direct effect on our economic growth, on markets, and our currency? It's an actual fact. So stay positive, guys, because no matter what's going on, think about it. We are on the right track, and we are definitely better than where we were 3 years ago. And more importantly, here's what you can control and what you should look out for. Increases on tax incentives to invest. Currently, you can deduct your contributions into retirement investments. The limits currently are on contributions up to 27.5% of your total income for the year, capped at $350,000. Currently, you can contribute $33,000 a year to a completely tax-free investment account. And increased limits ultimately means more opportunity for you to be smarter with your net returns. And finally, your business is like a person, is like a government, and should have a strong habit of budgeting, an awareness of the environment, and an understanding of the opportunities. Things like tax, levies, utility increases all directly affect your business and will have an effect on the flow of money and operations. So how well are you managing that? You see, businesses have a higher purpose and responsibility to many because of employment and their ability to contribute large amounts to GDP because they put a lot of money flowing through the economy compared to a normal person. And governments encourage that and are looking to increase things like employment. And so that means places that employ people, like your business, is encouraged to exist and is given incentives in the budget speech. So look out for opportunities for tax relief, subsidies for youth employment, incentives for export, collaboration opportunities to do business with government. Look out for this one, guys, through infrastructure investment. And this is a huge opportunity for businesses or young entrepreneurs. And there you have it, guys. I hope you enjoyed these things and it changed your perspective to hopefully spend less time being negative and pointing fingers and causing all sorts of things on Twitter, because realistically there's so many opportunities around us, guys, and I hope this video helped you to consider how the budget speech can affect you, and I hope you really enjoyed this. And if you did, please hit that subscribe button and click on the bell icon so you never miss a video. Again, hit that like button if you haven't. Share this video and I'll catch you guys soon.